While President Joe Biden was eulogizing Jimmy Carter, he smuggled in some daggers meant for Donald Trump, and I have the trending story for you next. Before Biden stole the show with his not-so-subtle shot across the Donald bow, it was Trump and Barack Obama who were trending with some unexpected congeniality. Check out this clip, complete with news commentators giddy over the good vibes between the two men who are better known for trading insults. And on the other side, I'll share Biden's words.
Political party. People are coming together. There, of course, is former President Barack Obama is entering the National Cathedral right now. So to see all of these faces gathered in one place shows you, I mean, moments like this bring people together. And men like there was, I think, Al Gore kind of in the background there. Men like Jimmy Carter were able to bring people together as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think here in just a few moments, we'll really take the time to, when the service starts, to go full in so that you can take all of that in and everything that's to come with that. I want to mention that President Biden will be delivering the eulogy. That's a relationship that's gone back several years. We'll also see Jason Carter playing a role in this as well. And Ambassador Andrew Young, I don't know if we've already missed that, Paul. It says Anthem and Procession is the role that he'll be playing in this as well. So you see people from all walks of life that are coming together. I mean, look at that right there. You see your President-elect Trump, President Obama.
I think these are images that we will continue to see for a long time because we don't see them often. This is an increasingly divided world politically.
And now let's hear from Joe. He spoke nostalgically of meeting and forging a friendship with his hero Jimmy Carter before winding his way to the words that everyone in attendance, including Donald.
Together we entered a home that they had shared for almost 77 years of marriage. An unassuming red brick ranch home reflects their modesty more than any trappings of power. We walked into the living room where Jimmy greeted us like family. That day, just the four of us sat in the living room and shared memories that spanned almost 6 decades. A deep friendship that started in 1974. I was a 31-year-old senator, and I was the first senator outside of Georgia, maybe the first senator, to endorse his candidacy for president. It was an endorsement based on what I believe is Jimmy Carter's enduring attribute: character, character, character. Because of that character, I believe is destiny. Destiny in our lives, and quite frankly, destiny in the life of the nation. It's an accumulation of a million things built on character that leads to a good life in a decent country. Life of purpose, life of meaning. Now, how do we find that good life? What does it look like? What does it take to build character? Do the ends justify the means? Jimmy Carter's friendship taught me, and through his life taught me, the strength of character is more than title or the power we hold. It's the strength to understand that everyone should be treated with dignity, respect, that everyone, and I mean everyone, deserves an even shot. Not a guarantee, but just a shot. You know, we have an obligation to give hate no safe harbor, and to stand up to what my dad used to say is the greatest sin of all: the abuse of power. That's not about being perfect, because none of us are perfect. We're all fallible. But it's about asking ourselves, are we striving to do things, the right things? What values? What are the values that animate our spirit? Do we operate from fear or hope, ego or generosity? Do we show grace? Do we keep the faith when it's most tested? For keeping the faith, with the best of humankind and the best of America is a story, in my view, from my perspective, Jimmy Carter's life. A story of a man, to state the obvious, you've heard today some great eulogies, who came from a house without running water.
A couple of thoughts I have about what you just saw. First, we saw Trump being congenial with Obama. He has it in him at times, and that only proves that much of his bluster, insults, and oddness is theater. Theater that he has now parlayed into 2 presidencies. He's an evil genius who knows how to turn it on to get what he wants from the gullible base. And then there's Joe's words. It can be argued if they were pointed at Trump or not. Just kidding, they can't be argued. To repeat, he said everyone should be treated with dignity and respect. Do we operate from fear or hope and with ego or generosity? We should give hate no safe harbor, and we should stand up to the abuse of power. There's no questioning that those words were directed at the bronze blowhard in the second row. Joe knew Jimmy very well, so I'm going to assume that he worked the Trump zingers into his speech with the blessing of Carter's spirit. Jimmy Carter was a man who treated people with respect, and he was a leader who operated from a place of hope. And something tells me that he won't be crossing paths with Donald Trump again. So let these ironic and accurate words mark their final intersection.
A cloud of disappointments and regrets. And even in the closing days, came another Biden-planned trip to see Pope Francis, the land-minded leader of Catholic faith that has defined Biden's life from his childhood through the masses. He has continued to attend every Saturday evening of every week, was suddenly scrapped days after his trip to Los Angeles to welcome his new great-grandson were terrified by massive wildfire that broke out when he was there. I am seeing all the coverage of children being one-term presidential impacting his physique about the last day of presidency. One former Biden ad told CNN the man set out to be president from the day to run for office. Did he accomplish what he set out to accomplish? Is his legacy good enough for him? Biden has long thought about fate endings mortality. Now he is 82 years old. The strains of age bearing down on him more clarity than ever. He prepares to turn the presidency back to the man he had felt called into a battle for the soul of country against. He knows there are only many years left ahead, only so many years with his grandchildren and new great grandchildren in his family that has won benefited and been perfected from the 50 years. He put them in political spotlight. Only so many years left to round the nation and work on